Hi everybody. Hi Oregon Bushcraft. This is my VR to your 300 subscriber giveaway, and congratulations for that. That is cool. So you see before you I have a pair of binoculars, and there is a little story behind this. This is my favorite piece of gear. Long before I was born, my dad was drafted into the Korean War, and after basic training he had to get on a ship and was shipped over. The first stop was Japan, and while he was doing training in Japan, he picked this pair of binoculars up, and he had them with him throughout his time in the Korean War. He brought them home, and many years later I was born. I'm the last of 4 girls, and it was kind of like wherever Dad went, I went. I was Daddy's little girl. So my parents were divorced when I was like 2 or 3, but they lived only like 2 miles apart, and when he'd come home on the weekends or come back to town on the weekends, I always got to spend the weekends with my dad, and we'd go fishing, we'd go hiking, we would go mushroom hunting. You know, sometimes he would just take me to a creek where I could get my feet wet and look for pretty rocks. But we had the best time. And no matter where we went, these binoculars were always with. When I'd go on trips with them, we always had the binoculars. And they always came in handy. And I remember, I don't know what age, but I asked him why he always had the binoculars with him. And he said something like, you always want to know what you're getting into, and you always want to know what's behind you. And I didn't realize what that meant until, later in life. But after he said that to me, he said something like, you might hear a noise. It could be a bear. If you have your binoculars, you have a better chance of getting out of there. You see it before it sees you. And I'm like, Dad, there's no bears in Iowa. But later I got what he meant. So anyway, I was still Daddy's little girl up till, he passed away a few years ago. And now I have his binoculars. And I love them. I don't hunt anymore and I don't fish anymore, but I do like to take drives in the woods, go drive around a lake. And I take them with me. If I hear a noise, and I know it's just a deer or a rabbit, but I want to see it, and it's always come in handy. I even saw a bird one time off in the field and didn't know what it was, and I looked in the binoculars and it was a bald eagle. It was the first time I'd seen a bald eagle in the wild. So this pair of binoculars, hands down, is my favorite piece of gear. I know they're old, they're older than I am. They're heavy. I think this is metal. But they're worn. I don't know if you can see on the edge there. They're worn, but there's not a scratch on the lenses anywhere. And they were my dad's, and they meant something to him. And now they're my favorite piece of gear. So, Oregon Bushcraft, I hope you accept this as my entry into your giveaway. I hope everybody enjoyed my video and my little I love my dad story. So thank you for watching, and take care, everybody. I'll see you next time.